I haven't used that pool once all summer. Let's take a swim. Have the phone brought down to the pool.
I have to go, Jane. I have to work.
Oh, I understand. Well, I'll walk you out.
Well, I'll call you up.
Please do, old sport, and I suppose that Daisy will call too?
Yes, I suppose.
Yes.
They're a rotten crowd, Jay. You're worth the whole damn bunch of them put together. I was always glad I said that. I waited for Gatsby to call with news, while he waited for Daisy. The headlines were a nightmare. They blamed everything on Gatsby. The murder, the affair with Myrtle, everything. And there was nothing that I could say or do.
Have you ever been so in love with someone that you can't take them off your mind? How far are you willing to go to protect or to help a friend? Selections of Screenplay by Baz Luhrmann.
How do you know when a love is your true love? During the Roaring Twenties, millionaire Jay Gatsby and his friend Nick Carraway find out whether money can buy true love in Selections of Novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Great Gatsby. Do you know where I might find Mr. Gatsby? You see, I live just next door. He sent me an actual invitation, but nobody seems to know who he is.
Gatsby? I've never seen Mr. Gatsby. Why, no one has.
Who is this Gatsby?
I heard he was a German spy during the war.
A German spy?
Heard he killed a man once. Kills for fun, free of charge. He's certainly richer than God.
You don't really believe he killed a man, do you?
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Oh yes, the 9th Battalion.
I was in the 7th. I knew you looked familiar. Having a good time, old sport?
Well, this party's a bit unusual for me. You see, I live just next door. He sent me an actual invitation. But nobody seems to know who he is. They say he's 3rd cousin to the Kaiser and 2nd cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host, old sport. You see, I'm Gatsby.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Sorry, old sport, I thought you knew. If you need anything, just ask for it. I'm going to make a big request of you. I happen to hear that you're talking to Miss Buchanan about tea.
Oh yes, I'm going to call up Daisy tomorrow and invite her over.
Oh, that's all right. I wouldn't want to put you to any trouble. What day would suit you?
How about the day after tomorrow? I called up Daisy the next day. Don't bring Tom, I warned her. The day agreed upon was pouring rain. Is everything all right?
Have you got everything you need in the shape of tea?
Yes.
Hi, I'm certainly glad to see you again. We've met before. We haven't met for many years, 5 years next November.
A tea?
Yes, thank you.
Lemon or sugar?
Neither, plain, thank you.
If you will just excuse me, I have to pop into town.
Town?
Oh yes, it'll only be a minute.
Nick, I've got to speak to you.
You're just embarrassed. Daisy's embarrassed too.
She's embarrassed?
Yes, just as much as you are. You're acting like a little child. Daisy's in there all... As his hand took hold of hers, once more possessed by intense life, they had forgotten me.
She has to tell Tom that she never loved him.
What?
Yes. Then we can go to Louisville, to her parents' house. Her parents are lovely people, old sport. We'll be married there. See, Daisy and I are going to start over, just as if it were 5 years ago.
I wouldn't ask too much of her.
Wouldn't ask too much of her. Why, no, I beg pardon, old sport. It's just so sad because it's so hard to make her understand. I've gotten all these things for her, and now she just wants to run away.
Jay, you can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past. Why, no, of course you can, of course you can. I'm going to fix things just the way they were before. Everything's been so confused since then. I knew it was a mistake for a man like me to fall in love. I might still be a great man if I could just forget that I once lost Daisy. But my life, old sport, it's got to be like this. It's got to keep going up. She's got to go to Tom and tell him that she never loved him. She just needs more time, old sport, more time. Don't worry, I can protect her here. Well, good night, Nick. You're wrong about the past, old sport. You're wrong. You loved me?
Nonsense! Even that is a lie! My wife didn't even know that you were alive!
I need to speak to Daisy alone. See, you've got her all excited now, don't you, old sport?
I'm going to start taking better care of you now, Daisy.
Oh, you're not taking care of Daisy anymore. Mr. Buchanan, she is leaving you.
Nonsense! She's not leaving me. Certainly not for a common swindler like you. Just who are you, Mr. Gatsby? You see, I've made a little investigation into your affairs. You're one of my Wiltshire's bunch.
What about it, old sport?
Oh, don't you old sport me. And this drugstore business that you've got going is just small change compared to this bond stunt that you're about to pull.
I'll tell you. It's called greed, old sport.
Oh, really? Can't you see who this guy is, Daisy? He's just a front for a gangster to get his claws into respectable folk.
The only respectable thing about you, old sport, is your money. And that's it. Now I have just as much as you. That means we're equal.
Oh, no. We're different. I am, they are, she is. We're all different from you. You see, we were born different. It's in our blood. And there's nothing that you can say, or steal, or dream up that'll ever change that. A girl like
You shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! My sincerest apologies. I seem to have lost my temper.
Yes, Mr. Gatsby. Show us some of those fine Oxford manners.
Daisy, darling, none of this has any consequence. I just lost my temper, that's all.
He began talking more excitedly, but with every word, Daisy began drawing further and further into herself. I think he realizes this little flirtation is over.
Daisy, darling, look at me.
Why don't you two start on home in Mr. Gatsby's car?
Daisy, Daisy.
And so they drove on into the cooling twilight towards death. The death car, as the newspapers called it. It came out of the gathering darkness to where Myrtle Wilson, her life, violently extinguished, and her thick blood mixed with the dust. Jay, that woman you ran down is dead!
I thought so. I told Daisy I thought so.
Daisy, do you hear yourself?
Keep your voice down, old sport.
You're nothing but a goddamn coward!
There was no point in stopping.
No point? No point? What about that woman, Jay?
She was killed instantly. There was no point.
I was there, I saw!
This woman, she rushed out in front of us as if trying to speak to us. I tried.
It was Daisy.
Nick, you gotta promise me that you'll never tell anybody that it was Daisy that was driving. Promise me that, Nick.
Jay, with everything that's happened, you should go home and get some rest.
No, I'm going to stay here all night if necessary. Wait up with me. The sun's almost up.
That was the night he told me everything. All of it. It was for her. The house. The parties. Everything.
You know, old sport, I haven't used that pool once all summer. Let's take a swim. Have the phone brought down to the pool.
I have to go, Jane. I have to work.
Oh, I understand. Well, I'll walk you out.
Well, I'll call you up.
Please do, old sport, and I suppose that Daisy will call too?
I suppose.
Yes.
Jane, they're a rotten crowd. You're worth the whole damn bunch. That was the only compliment I ever gave him. I rang, I wrote, I implored, but none of the sparkling hundreds that enjoyed his parties and hospitalities attended the funeral. And from Daisy, not even a flower. I stood there, brooding on the old, unknown future, thinking of Gatsby's wonder that year by year recedes. Tomorrow, we will run faster. We will stretch out our arms farther. And one fine morning. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.